Welcome back to Weather with Wes. From sizzle to drizzle, I've got your daily dose of sky drama for 9 July 2025. We're first going to talk about flood watch remains in effect this afternoon from about 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. Thursday across the central part of the Piedmont and the Sandhills, including some regions around Raleigh and Charlotte due to the amount of rain showers and the predicted rain showers and the Storm Prediction Center having an elevated marginal to slight severe threat for heavy rain and damaging winds later this afternoon. This week, the North Carolina, South Carolina is kind of facing that typical summer pattern again, where you're looking at afternoon through evening thunderstorms with the potential for flash flood warnings in low-lying areas. So be mindful of that. As far as temperatures go, this morning will be should be around 70, 73 degrees, getting up to about 93 to 95 today. Obviously, the rain this afternoon is going to cool things off for a little bit, but then expect after that's gone, that humidity feeling picks back up and it gets all nice and sticky once again. Charlotte and Raleigh look about the same, so no real change there. Look for storms to start around 2 o'clock, and any flash flooding is always a concern, so be mindful of that. Again, it looks like, and you can see on the screen, there's still some flood zones, flood warnings that are out for the lower end of the Cape Fear River, and I think the last one expires, in 2 days. So keep an eye out for that if you're in the Lumberton and headed towards Wilmington area, Whiteville, Lake Wahuma, down towards that area. It's going to still be higher waters due to that Cape Fear being kind of the catch-all for the Haw River, the Eno River, and some of the other tributaries to the Cape Fear that flooded over the tropical storm Chantal rains. As far as a 3-day outlook, so what I've got up here is a multi-day precipitation forecast. So if you're looking that area between Kannapolis and Albemarle, I think Mount Pleasant is right there in the middle, with Concord being more to the west. You're looking at probably the most rain. Up in the mountains, you've got some pockets of probably 2.5 inches over the next 3 days. So be mindful if you're going to be traveling up there, especially this region right through the Smokies, Gatlinburg. This whole area through here has been just subject to significant rains, and you're looking at that Pigeon Forge River runs right there along 40, so mudslides are definitely a concern, as well as all of these other areas that have just been hit time and time again with flash flooding since Helene. So be mindful if you're going to be traveling up there, doing some summer hiking or anything like that. Take a buddy, make sure you've got a communications plan, and let somebody know where you're at or where you're going before you leave. Other than that, I do want to talk. So we talked about the Storm Prediction Center, but National Hurricane Center has nothing on the forecast. But if you think back to about a week ago when I was playing around, and I do a lot of AI support to this forecast. So if you look, again, we'll look at Google DeepMind's Weather Lab, and they predicted fairly accurately with their model what Chantal was going to do, and we can go back and look at that real quick. If you see the storm track, the blue dots, let me turn off the Weather Next Gen because they're older models, but you can see the blue dots are the most recent experimental model, and that tends to be pretty accurate for where Google expected it to be. Or where DeepMind expected it to be. And again, this is AI, so it's all experimental. But I do think it's interesting. If we look obviously this is, long term, so further out than the National Hurricane Forecast can likes to predict. But on or about the 19th to the 20th of July, you do see some activity here in the Gulf that could present a problem down towards New Orleans, and headed up into that area. And I was looking at one of the other models, the GFS model here, and just running it forward. It did appear that there was a low pressure system coming into kind of that New Orleans area right about the same time frame. So 22nd, 23rd, you can see something starting to build here with just over 1,000 millibars, right there off the coast of Louisiana. Not sure what that means. And then there you can see it's a little bit bigger of a storm cell, but I can't really tell the pressure on that one. Maybe between, let's see, 1,015 and 1,020. So somewhere in that range. So definitely a low pressure system, but we'll keep an eye on that. And I do think this is interesting, whether you like it or not. AI is out there, and it's something that we can use, another tool in our toolbox. So last thing we'll talk about, mowing conditions, right? So obviously with all this precipitation coming in over the next few days, I would advise to not mow unless you've had, like, I would say tomorrow morning prior to lunch, if you can get out there and mow, that's a great time. Or not tomorrow morning, this morning. Get out there and mow, and that should be okay while it's still a little bit dry. Otherwise, you're going to wind up having to wait until about Friday morning Friday midday for it to dry out. Obviously, the heat's a factor, so if you've got a push mower, don't overexert yourself. But otherwise, just make sure to, if you're going to be mowing, hydrate. If you're going to be push mowing, hydrate even more. And keep an eye on that moisture, and yeah, should be a good time. I love mowing. It's kind of cathartic. Anyways, that's it for me today. Stay cool, stay safe, and remember, I've always got my eye on the sky, so you don't have to. Thank you for watching Weather with Wes, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for tomorrow's forecast. Have a great day.